All right, hello, hello.
Hello, friends.
We are back on the Somnium Files nirvanA Initiative. Um, happy welcome home, chat. Glad you're having a good trip. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, hello. My name is Lemur. My tummy hurts and I'm mad at the government, but what's new?
I mean, not wrong.
I do. I do have IBS, so just a little bit of an overshare for us today. But you know what? That's fine.
You know what? I don't have a question to talk about, so if that's what you want to talk about,
I
like,
do.
there's no shade there.
No, I do have a question for us to talk about.
Okay.
But no, that was just part of my intro because I don't have anything else.
I like it. Chad is asking, what did the government do this time? And the real question is, what did the government not do this time?
Yeah. That's I literally was gonna be like, what did the government not do this time? I don't know if we have if we have time for me to talk about why specifically I'm upset today.
Can it be summed up with, we support everyone of all ethnicities, genders, sexual orientations, and ACAB?
Yeah.
Yeah, melt ice.
Yeah. Fuck ice.
Yes.
Uh, anyway.
Anyway. Cool. I will introduce myself, and then actually, you want to introduce the question so that everyone else can think about it while I'm introducing myself?
No.
Okay.
We'll see why in a second.
Okay. All right. Hi. Nice to see you, meet you, whatever. My name is Kels. I am your player one, so I have the controller. I have all of the power. But I am very nice and allow you guys to make most of the decisions. So, and I'm number one music key defender. She will never do anything wrong. All right. What's our question?
So would you rather be taxidermied or be a wet specimen?
What is a wet specimen?
It's where they put you in they put you in a jar with like formaldehyde and shit. Well, not you. They don't do that to people, I
Yeah.
don't think. They do that with parts, I believe.
Yeah, I mean,
do
like
believe
brain
that.
in the jar kind of, vibes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But like for like animals and stuff, like I've seen like wet specimens where like it's like a whole like kitten, which is to me upsetting. I understand why it happens, but also
Yeah.
like yeah, so would you rather be like a full on taxidermy or would you rather be a wet specimen?
I'm gonna go with wet specimen. I'll be a body in a jar. Mostly because taxidermy, I will expose myself here, really fucking freaks me out. Like, no, absolutely zero shade meant to anyone who, thinks it's cool, has any interest in it, does it, whatever. It is just something that gives me the heebie-jeebies, personally.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay the fuck away from that one. You can put me in a jar with fire liquid, and I don't know, if the jar breaks, set me on fire. I don't know.
See, I am the exact opposite. Wet specimens freak me out.
Really?
I don't like it. And because normally like with taxidermy and stuff like it to me like I can kind of like disengage and be like, oh, like that's just like I understand that used to be a live creature.
Mm-hmm.
I do fun fact about me, I do collect bug taxidermy specifically. I have 2 different moths and a giant grasshopper. um I elected in my interest in taxidermy to solely stick to bugs because they're usually, when they're mounted and framed, or like put together, they're in a frame so I can put it on the wall because I have dogs that would eat a taxidermy raccoon if I brought one home. Um,
Yeah.
So,
Mom brought home a real
I
fucking weird snack.
really weird, very expensive snack. Oh no. I don't know. I generally feel more comfortable with more like, yeah, the dry taxidermy.
Mhm.
Um, so that would be my preference. But
Yeah,
I
I just
totally understand if it freaks you out, you don't like it, which
yeah.
again, I don't like wet
I
things.
can't get behind the idea of like that thing was living and now it's decoration. Like there is just
Yeah.
something that doesn't quite compute in my brain with that. You get anywhere past like flowers that have been cut and my brain immediately goes, that used to be a living thing, what the fuck?
I think that's kind of what I like about I have found, so like my mom is super not into my interest in taxidermy, but she has accepted the bugs,
Mhm.
because it's almost like there's like a middle ground there between like animals that get taxidermied and then like flowers, where
Mhm.
like it's somewhere in the middle there is bugs.
Yeah.
And my mom's okay with that. Not that it matters because I don't live with her anymore, but I have dragged her to places where I have purchased taxidermy, so
Mm.
she does have to kind of be somewhat okay with it. Uh,
Yeah. I am trying to figure out, and yes, chat, I'm with you. Wet specimen does sound vaguely sexier, just in general. I cannot elaborate, but I am trying to figure out like the use case for either of them. Like, are we just is this like Hall of Presidents kind of bullshit? Where that's where you're being displayed? Are you like some rich person's, emotional support dead human? Like, what are we being used for here?
that is a great question. I don't know. Because I mean, like, I feel like in a sense, like they do like people taxidermy. If you have any remote interest and aren't very squeamish, I would highly recommend. I think it's like Body Worlds is the name of the
Mhm.
exhibit, where it's like really cool uh look into the human body. I think
That's
I got
one
to
they
go
had up
see
at
it.
OMSI, right?
Yeah, it's been at OMSI. I saw it in Southern California
Mm.
one year. Um, when I was still really into the idea, or when I was super into CSI and the idea of going into criminology.
Hmm.
My mom, my mom took me to go see it. Super cool,
Hmm.
very, very fascinating. I think that's as close to like human taxidermy as I would feel comfortable,
Yeah.
in a real world scenario. But
Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen, like, body farm footage and stuff like that, but that's still not even
mhm.
quite there, so.
I remember freaking out some older people in my life when I was talking about, like, again, when I was super into like the idea of criminology.
Hmm.
I was like, I could go to the, because I think it's University of Tennessee that has the body farm,
Yeah, it's somewhere in
or
that area.
has a body farm, and I was
Yeah.
like fascinated, and they were like, this is very creepy that you were this excited about this, and I was like, that's fascinating. Anyway, this is my turn to say I'm not a serial killer.
Yeah, as a reminder, I did take a forensic anthropology course in college, and somehow that is the course that I talk about the most on this stream, despite the fact I took one whole one. We talk about dead people a lot. Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Chat
chat
wants
wants,
someone to make a
yes,
fake taxidermy of them so they can hide clues in it and obfuscate the circumstances of their demise.
yeah.
Uh, I just want.
In a way, it's similar to how I want a Muppet version of myself to be put in a casket for my funeral.
There you go.
It's just Muppet taxidermy at that point.
Uh, Muppet taxidermy. Wild. That was a wild couple words to string together.
You're welcome.
Uh, All right. Well, I think we're all in agreement. Whatever you choose, who the fuck knows what someone would use that for?
Yeah, I don't know what in like an actual. I think we talked about this
Mhm.
at one point. What was the question that we talked about about death? Like, what do you want, like your funeral or something?
Oh
What I
yeah,
can't remember what the question was.
yeah, something like
But
that. Yeah.
I very much I want to be returned to the earth. Like in
Mhm.
actuality, like I want to be returned to the earth. I don't. I not like legitimately, but I think too much about the zombie apocalypse for me to be in a pine box in the ground.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in a country where like almost everyone gets cremated, so that was never like a question in my brain. Like that was just kind of a logical thing. Like I knew
Yeah.
other people in other countries buried their dead. Um, but also if you don't have space, you can't start burying people without affecting things like water supplies, and that's what I think about every single time someone gets buried is I wonder where the nearest water line is. So,
That's a good. I think more I think yeah, there's a lot of regulations that go into like burying people, which is like makes sense, but is also like wild to me. The death industry in the United States is insane. Um,
well, because it's so weird in that, and I think this is kind of the same everywhere, but it's one of those things like no one wants to talk about it, but also you have to regulate it so tightly because, I mean, dead bodies will give off pestilence and, like awful things, because decomposing flesh is awful just in general. So you can make
yeah,
people really sick. So it's just, I think it's just a really weird. Mm, Time in people's lives sounds too general, but
it's a really weird event that we all go through,
mhm,
and not even just like ourselves. Like we go through it with the people in our lives. Like it's to borrow like a phrase from a YouTube channel that I like or YouTube show that I really like. It's like we all have at least two things in common. It's like we all have to eat. We're all gonna die,
mhm,
right? So like that's just it's a universal experience. But yeah, the fact that like people don't talk about it, um, or like aren't prepared
mhm,
either. We got when my granddad's wife died, that's when we found out that they had been telling us for years that they had made their after death plans.
mhm,
And that is when we found out that they were lying. And when you get accidentally sprung, death is like sprung on you, and you
mhm.
have not, because you could prepay for all those things. We
Yeah,
have prepaid that for him. We know exactly what is going to happen and who we
mhm,
need to call when he dies and how that all that stuff, right?
mhm.
You have and that's all paid for. Where it's even more expensive and ridiculous and hard to figure out when you're not ready for it. Even though again, an eventuality,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean, I think a good follow-up question to this, because chat did bring up an interesting, thing of maybe they'll donate their corpse to this one funeral home employee whose significant other they commissioned art from. What would you like to happen when you die?
With my body.
Yeah, with your body.
So my current favorite, and default is cremation.
Mhm,
But my current favorite is there's a company out of Seattle
mhm.
that will turn your body into soil.
Nice.
And you can actually like your family could get like a like bag of your soil.
Mhm.
So you literally return to the earth. That's my like ideal.
I
Is
like that.
they have these like uh yeah, there's like these like decomposition pods that they
Mhm.
put you in, and basically yeah, it just you decomp and you turn into dirt.
I like that.
That's my number one. Backup is cremation.
Yeah. See, I'm still kind of on the cremation route, but
Yeah.
I want most of my ashes, in the ocean. as someone who,
Yeah.
loves the sea, loves the ocean, and also you travel, if you are in the ocean, you get to travel like 70% of the earth or some shit like that. Like, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
But also I want a small handful that someone has to sneak into either Disneyland or Disney World to try to drop at the Haunted Mansion and see if they can't do it without getting caught.
And then part of you will end up in a landfill.
I mean, look, it's more the game. I want to see how far my friends and family will go to try to fulfill my final wish of getting dumped in the Haunted Mansion without getting caught.
Oh, goodness.
Someone may get banned from Disney, but that is the risk I'm willing to take. I'm dead, so.
I did tell my mom, so when you have metals implanted into your body for, medical purposes, they will usually remove those before they cremate you. And I did request so my mom has fake knees, and I did request at least one of her knees, and she assured me that she will give me both of them, so I'm going to turn my mom's knees into a wind chime
There you
after
go.
she dies.
Recycling.
So, yeah, and I just can't wait for people to come to my house and then be like, what's that? And I'll be like, that's my mom's knees. You paid a lot for them. I feel like it's only fair that I get to keep them after she dies.
Exactly.
Yes, you can bequeath your medical metal to people. You just have to make sure the funeral home knows.
I understand that if I get dumped in the Haunted Mansion, some poor employee is going to have to clean me up, and that's not fair to them. But here's the thing. I'm talking like a handful of ashes. So most likely, with the amount of dirt and everything that gets tracked into that attraction, no one will ever know it's ashes unless you get caught. And I'm hoping to God that they're sweeping in there. Cleaning regularly, etc.
That's why I said you're going to end up in a landfill.
Yeah. That's why most of me has to go in the ocean.
Go to wherever.
Look, most of me can go, but the last part of me, I feel like, we gotta commit a crime with it. It's just on brand. I'm also open to other places.
Get, like, permission.
Yeah. Permission's less fun.
Well, I was gonna say, unless you get permission, or like, I feel like you can't just dump someone's ashes in the ocean either.
Yeah, like that's fair.
Might also not be something that they want you to do, so that could also be a crime.
Yeah, that's fair. I do not know what international maritime law says about that. I feel like it would be harder to catch. Unless
especially if you're in international waters, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't just dump me out on the beach. I'm just gonna end up washed up on the beach. I'm gonna be in some like 7-year-old sandcastle, and then I will come back and haunt whoever did that. All right. Any last thoughts on this topic?
That's all I got.
All right. Chat also says, what if I have them sever my head and freeze it separately from my butt? What happened? What if... Oh, wow. I need to figure out how to read today. What if I have them sever my head and freeze it separately from what happens to the rest of my body? I think you could. Like, I don't think there's anything off about that.
But for why?
Yeah, I don't know that, like, a body farm or something, like, takes heads, but, just be in a freezer somewhere. Santa Clarita Diet style. Alright, let's recap. So, Soma answered no questions, so we tried to connect with him about his homemade robot and his crush on Mizuki. He pointed us to Horodori Lab as the location from deciphering the BATS 490 code. Alright. Let's get into it. Alright. Decompose most.
Of energy.
I forgot they talked during these ones.
Pachaka Max!
Wait, Ferris wheel?
I wish you luck with the investigation. I'm rooting for you.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy
Seems to
bunny!
stop you.
I thought it would be easier to talk to you this way.
The bat's 490 code. I solved it.
Hey, Shoma. Love you. Alright, decompose most of my body to grow a tree that feeds the hungry, freeze my severed head, and taxidermy one of my eyes and hide it in a fake taxidermy of me to use as a clue to a hidden treasure. I like that. I could go for that, too.
Very elaborate. I like it.
Alright, we have our eyebally, that wants to ask us a question. Where should I fish? The river, the aquarium, Somalian waters, or a fishing pond?
Aquarium.
Alright. The only people who can fish there are the director and Sakane. I don't know if we're going to go to an aquarium. Alright, we have 20 minutes. That is a possibility that there was a bunch of other recaps that didn't get picked up. But that's all I got, so. We'll figure it out as we go. Okay,
Yeah,
let's talk to this man. They have such weird head shapes in this game.
They do. About Jin.
I know of him, but I haven't met him in person. I've only read some articles about him online. He's the CEO of a music distribution company. I'm the director of a genetics research institute. We have nothing in common.
Okay. So you never listen to Sick Beats?
About the QR video.
It was mentioned on the news, but the video itself wasn't broadcasted, so I haven't seen it.
Then you don't know about Bats 490.
What is that?
It's a video that's very similar to the QR video.
I've never heard of it.
I actually came here to ask you about it specifically. There's a hidden code in the video, and I've heard it points to this research institute.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Perhaps someone just made it up.
About this institute?
We mainly conduct research on gene therapy through genome editing. Are you familiar with genome editing?
Site-specific nucleases. An artificial restriction enzyme known as CRISPR-Cas9 is commonplace these days. Genome editing is a technique that uses this enzyme to splice, replace, and bind any base sequence of DNA.
I didn't understand that at all.
In other words, it's technology that rewrites DNA.
Indeed. Last year, we developed a revolutionary genome editing method we call PURGE. With this, genetic diseases that were previously too difficult to treat, for example, severe congenital heart diseases, are now curable. But that's not all. In theory, using PURGE, even immortality is achievable.
Okay, so I take it you're going to be doing some war crimes here somewhere at some point.
Immortality?
Oh, but I don't mean your body will be invincible. Death can still occur via trauma, ingesting poison, viral infections, this sort of thing. However, it can make death due to old age a thing of the past.
Can Purge really do that?
Indeed. The body's deterioration due to aging can be prevented by rewriting all of its DNA, maintaining a permanent state of youth. However, this has not yet been proven. It's still in its experimental stage, but it won't be long until our hypothesis is substantiated. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't that wonderful?
That sounds awful.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Alright, what were you doing around 6 a.m. on the 9th?
Jun's estimated time of death.
I was sleeping in my bed at home. They say seniors are early to rise, but that's not true at all in my case. Perhaps that means I'm still young.
Is there anyone who could back your story?
Don't tell me I'm a suspect.
I'm just doing my job. I've always wanted to say that.
Nerd.
Good for you. Your dream came true.
I live alone now. Unfortunately, there's no one with me at home.
Chikara got divorced 6 years ago. As for children, he has one daughter. She's 32 years old. His daughter and ex-wife are currently living in Italy.
In other words, there's no one who can corroborate Chikara's alibi.
That's right.
So he gets no bitches.
Ryuki,
I've got more
don't you
recap.
think something is
Okay.
off about Chikara?
You want to read it?
Sure. Okay. Ryuki went to Abyss, where Date has Saito's face again for unimportant reasons, and an eye patch because Aiba divorced him. Boss has a kid. Yeah, that was a revelation. Tama can't save data on the cloud at the moment. Ryuki visited Ota's diner to question Mizuki, and a girl named Kizuna was there. Bats 490 video, or the Bats 490 video, similar to the QR code one, was an ARG that promised the world's secrets. Kizuna is Iris's classmate who treats Mizuki like a big sister, which is weird because she's older. Mizuki owns Lemniscate now, and
So
Kizuna
proud of her.
had Kizuna dance. Then Leon Twinning proposed to Kizuna. Yeah, it was fucking weird. Leon lost his job yesterday, so the dance inspired him. We asked Jinpei about the show, since he's in charge ever since Iris convinced Momo to let him leave the Kamakura for his pregnant girlfriend. Meiji took a break from telling bad jokes about his son's antics to answer our questions in the Ferris wheel. That's right. Forgot about the cube man. Iris and the waitress, Anime. Ooh. Oh boy.
Amane?
Why am I tripping over that word? Amane, thank you. I was like, why? Doi were at school despite the holiday. Oh, I literally just said it too.
Amame?
Amame. Okay. Christ, I'm sorry. Amame revealed that Bats 490 viewers went missing, gave info about Jen's Twitter antics, and let Jen pick her up to work at Bram. Tama discussed the videos with us in the limo, and Mizuki led us to Shoma and Enda.
Yep. And Shoma led us here because this is where Bats 490 redirected to.
You think so?
Yes.
You really are dense. You're dense enough to be the target audience for mobile game ads.
Ouch.
Food.
Alright, Tama Trivia. Mobile games can be fun. Most of the time, though, they take you to a page to try to force you to download a different game. It's kind of like advertising fraud. Alright, let's take a look at Thermo.
Huh.
His temperature is abnormally high, isn't it?
Maybe he has the flu.
I don't think he does.
Don't make me pluck out your eyebrows from the inside.
Ow.
Oh,
Do you think he's upset about
I
something?
don't like that.
Probably.
Gonna think about that now. How my
Maybe
eyeball
he-
can probably
Let's find out if he's hiding something.
pluck out my eyebrows from the inside.
Wink sync. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Ooh, we finally get to Wink Sync. Alright, Wink Sync is a simplified version of syncing. You can analyze the brainwaves of the sync subject and temporarily look into their dream. Select Chikara with the cursor. Use the Wink Sync icon to view a simplified version of his dream. Okay. That was totally normal. I'm sure he doesn't think we're doing anything weird at all.
This guy.
Wing Sync is a simplified version of syncing, but you're still taking a look inside their dreams.
And dreams are made from memories, so there shouldn't be anything in there that he doesn't know about.
You're saying
Chikara knows about Bats 490. He was lying to us earlier. Mr. Chikara, can you accompany me to the station?
Alright, Tama Trivia. Wink Sync is the simpler version of syncing. From the AI ball, me, a strong magnetic wave is shot out to the sync subject. This temporarily numbs the subject's brain and puts their brain into a faux sleep state and induces a dream. By analyzing the faint brain waves emitted during this, we can see parts of the dream. It's not a clear image by any means. To investigate more thoroughly, a regular sync needs to be performed. A wink sync can only be performed once a day because of the high amount of power required. I would need to recharge before performing it again. Personally, I don't like it because of the power consumption.
What? Why?
I'd like to speak to you in more detail.
I'd like to have you drink this and so that you go to sleep.
You do have the right to decline, of course.
Very well. I'll go with you.
I love how everyone else in that entire place was in like full hazmat suit gear, and he's just over there in his
Yeah.
little kids. All right, Abyss
Yeah.
HQ. I missed what time it is, but probably too fucking late in the day. We only do these at night for some reason. Bitch. All right, boss or pewter?
Pewter. Why are you here?
Why do you ask? I'm the engineer of Abyss. Of course I'm always here.
Yeah, but I've been wondering about something. In November of last year,
You were dishonorably discharged for reasons related to the new Cyclops serial killings, weren't you?
Are we finally going to talk about this?
You leaked internal police information. Not to mention you aided a criminal in his escape.
I made some arrangements behind the scenes. Pewter is a crucial part of Abyss. I couldn't let them lock him up.
you can do that?
Normally, no. But in this
Police
case-
bullshit?
Boss has hired on members of the executive, judicial, and legislative branches of the government.
So blackmail.
I am truly grateful to you, boss.
No need to thank me. You just need to be a good little workhorse. Oh, and it'd be great if you could introduce me to some good-looking studs while you're at it.
I know about
Oh.
a dozen.
I'm
Oh.
This is kind of scary.
Ma'am, you have a daughter.
You get used to it.
About the malfunction of the Abyss communication system.
That's outside of my jurisdiction. So, I don't know too much about it, but I'm sure the person in charge is desperately trying to fix it as we speak. It should be fixed soon.
All right, about Chikara.
I got his report. The QR video seems to be the key to solving this case. She believes Chikara is linked to the Bats 490 video, which has a striking similarity.
He's extremely suspicious. He must be the culprit.
I think it's a bit early for that conclusion.
But he said he didn't know about the video, right? If he's willing to lie about one thing, he's willing to lie about everything.
Yeah.
I still think that's a bit unreasonable.
All right. Hey, boss.
Any progress on the investigation?
There hasn't been any progress yet. The people over at HQ are totally incompetent. They must have had stuff with fermented beans or something.
Great. Love to hear that about my coworkers.
About Chikara?
I gave Chikara the usual medicine to put him to sleep.
Are you sure that's okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe there are legality issues.
Oh, don't worry about that.
We're top secret. Who's gonna bust us?
The higher-ups will take care of it for me. In any case, shall we get started?
Sure. Fuck Mr. Date.
Ryuki, you know what to do.
I don't know where Date went. Excuse me.
She's like, you should have asked earlier. Hurry up and do your job.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ryuki, this isn't your first time sinking. You've delved into Somnium many times in the past 6 months. So, I'm sure you know without me telling you, but...
You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes. It's alright, I know.
Okay then, let's begin.
yeah, I don't want that head shape. Sorry, man. There we go. Boss seduces people in power, then just snaps the pic. Blackmailed just before going all the way with them. Girl knows what she's doing. We love a woman who knows what she wants. All right. All right, well,
What is this place?
this is totally fucking normal.
It looks like something made by an older generation of CG technology.
Back when it was still hyped up as groundbreaking, huh?
We also learned that Tama, we can play dress up with Tama.
Yeah.
We don't really
Hey,
have
did you
anything
see
to.
someone
We
just
can only
now?
just take her hat off.
Yeah.
Um,
Which, quite honestly, I
But-
think she needs more clothes, not less, but
Looks suspicious.
Why don't we ask that person there about it?
Who?
like, girl is wearing pasties.
yeah.
You must have a lot of questions, like, what happened to your other half?
Oh no.
Not really.
Must be hard to walk. Bench pressing must be tough too.
You really want me to ask about that stuff?
Yeah, do it.
Hey, isn't benching kinda hard?
Hey, why are you talking to a statue?
Damn it, Ryuki. Stop wasting my time. We can only be in Somnium for 6 minutes.
Oh.
Damn it, damn it. This is getting out of hand.
That's Chikara. Tama, follow him.
On this side, my genius left brain harnessing my processing power.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun in the Somnium. I can see it already.
On this side, my brilliant right brain within which my creativity is boundless. The very layout of this facility, mimicking my brain, will serve as inspiration for my masterpiece.
What's going on here?
I need to be careful. Can't get too close.
Now, this. Bionic body's accidental biology.
Oh,
Bionic
sir,
body
personal space.
creation program.
Bio what?
BBB.
The logical center of the left brain and the creative center of the right. By combining them, I can create a superhuman. Whew, wouldn't want that getting out. I hope I never see you again. Goodbye.
No, you ran off.
Chikara in this dream world is just as bonkers as he is in real life.
Looks like he doesn't want anyone in this room.
Yeah, you can tell by the conscious antibody in front of the door.
Yeah, it also, if you can't read Japanese, says touching this will cause death. So,
Conscious antibody?
They're an embodiment of a sync subject's caution. When you try to access information that the sync E is trying to hide, it overstimulates the synapse. That makes the body emit a ton of norepinephrine, which creates a conscious antibody within the Somnium.
Well, what does this conscious antibody do?
You see how it says instant death on his crotch there? If I touch him, a massive delay spike will occur in the sync information transfer system.
Which means...
Touch him and our available time in Somnium drops like crazy.
Got it. But how do we get into the room without getting past our do not touch power stance man friend here?
Well, we just need to get rid of the conscious antibody somehow.
exactly, it's a psyche lock.
What if we use that device that Chikara was using to move instant death power stance man?
I'm sorry, instant death power stance man?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty appropriate name for him.
Anyway, let's check
Very
the device
descriptive.
first. Looks like the power is out.
Let's start by activating the device.
Yeah, let's go.
Somnium scan, activate.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just 4. I'm going to guess that term in Japanese has like 6 kanji in it, would be my guess. All right, Nefarious Institute. Uncover the secret Chikara's hiding. There's no doubt that Chikara is hiding something. Open the door to expose what he's hiding.
The lock on that door is open. Past that is a stone statue with no power.
Power? On a stone statue?
This is Chikara's Somnium. You don't have to think about the logic. Anyway, that door. Let's head past it to the stone statue.
All right, use the blank, join the blank, and create a blank. All right, we need to activate the experimental device. So we have the door, we have the device, and we have three statues, 4 statues.
Let's go to the device.
It's not going to move because it's not activated.
In order to activate it,
According to the scan, past the door is a stone statue without power.
we don't have any other leads, so let's head to that statue.
All right, well,
All right.
go to the door then.
This door is open.
Is this even a door? It's so thin.
That's just how it is in this world. Don't worry about it. Let's go.
Oh, it moves sideways.
We're here.
That's the stone statue without power. Let's get closer and check it.
Use the machine in the center, join the 2 stone statues, and create a transcendental superhuman. Oh. Our eyeball needs attention. All right, which do you want to befriend? Wow, I can talk. A dolphin, a turtle, a whale, or a jellyfish?
No whale.
If you become its friend, bring it to Sunfish Pockety. All right. All right, let's take a look at the statue, because that's the only thing I see.
Off and on. Is this the switch for the statue?
How do we turn this on?
Why don't you feel around that area?
What area?
Riku, you can't just grab its crotch.
Whatever feels right, Tama.
Or maybe you can.
Jesus.
The robot arm control PC has been activated.
A whole new way to turn someone on. All right, mental lock 1 is done. All right, now we have to activate the right front temporal lobe statue.
It's on. You're amazing, Tama.
It says not available. Stone statue activated. Wait, so is it on or off?
Maybe you need to flip the switches for all the statues.
Right. According to the Somnium scan, there are multiple statues. But let's head back to the device first.
How did you know there was a switch there? How did you know?
Let's go back to the device.
Oh, wait. Can't we go to the other small room from this room?
How would you do that? It's too high. I can't jump that.
All right, blank human your powers. You can blank to blank if you wanted to. All right,
We can go through here.
let's go back. All right, right front temporal lobe statue. Let's look at the device now that we've activated it.
BBAB activating. In this experiment, you can combine 2 different brains with different functions to create a new human life form. Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
We just need to choose the left and right brain and combine them like Chikara did.
What can we choose from?
Left, Maasai warrior, fisherman, and A. Right side was astronaut and archaeologist. We can combine different brain functions of the left and right brains and create a new human with characteristics from both.
It seemed like Chikara used that to gain some kind of power earlier. So creating a new human means gaining some kind of superhuman ability.
And you select that power on this?
Oh, I remember seeing another room next to the small room we were in earlier.
Yeah, it was too high, so I couldn't reach.
Maybe we have to give you a power that'll help you get up there.
Worth a shot.
Beginning experiment. please select left brain function.
The room was high and far. By combining 2 brain functions that'll allow us to move that distance.
What do you choose, Ryuki?
All right, do you want the Masai warrior, the fisherman, or NA?
Masai warrior.
Please select right brain function.
Would you like the astronaut or the archaeologist?
Astronaut.
Left, Maasai warrior. Right, astronaut selected. Starting experiment.
What's going on?
Experiment successful.
Just like I expected.
Combined, a Maasai warrior's leg strength and the atmosphere-piercing power of an astronaut to gain superhuman leg strength.
Tama, you okay?
I have goosebumps.
It said you gained superhuman leg strength.
Maybe we can get to that other room using that power.
That might be it.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes left.
All right,
This
so
door
let's go
isn't
back.
Okay.
Go to the Totemoko Sho, the very tall place.
All right, let's go.
Okay, ready.
Wow!
Whee!
The experiment worked! Happy Chikara! Chikara Horodori has done it again! Oh, the genetic ecstasy!
What are we even watching right now?
Oh,
By stimulating the DNA correlating to high leg strength through imagination, it caused a slight transformation in the base sequence. This small change has allowed for surpassing the limit of telomeres. We can do anything in this simulation world. There are no limits. What a wonderful world.
I guess things worked out.
So every time we do something right, we have to watch this creepy old dude ascend into the sky?
You want to join?
Hell no.
all right. Let's power this one
Stones can't
on.
do without power.
Activate it.
Just gonna do some little feeling around down here.
Stupid.
This stone statue is a racer.
If they mean an autosport driver, those guys are incredibly skilled. They have to make split-second decisions.
That skill might be beneficial in other areas than driving too.
Not to mention, there is a car right there.
I see. Using the driving skill.
But look, that says trap. Driving skill alone might not be enough.
Maybe we can combine it with a brain function that's good at avoiding traps.
I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Anyway, let's
The
head back to the
archaeologist. Indiana Jones shit.
There we go. All right. Key found. Super reaction by the person trapped by blank. 6th, no 7th sense. They who traverse blank experience it.
This door is open.
I wonder if we can go to the central room.
Let's go find out.
Whee!
We're here.
Looks like we can open it from this side now.
All right. get a new power.
Experiment. Please select left brain function.
The car from earlier. And what to do about the trap.
What do you think fits best?
All right. Masai warrior, fisherman, racer, or NA?
So racer.
Please select right brain function.
Astronaut or archaeologist?
Left.
Archaeologist.
Racer. Right. Archaeologist selected. Starting experiment. Experiment successful. Combined, a racer's driving skill and an archaeologist's knack for dodging traps to gain movie protagonist superhuman driving skills.
Guess it's time for love, Dr. Jones.
That should help us dodge any traps.
That's so antiquated. Nowadays, sports cars go up against nuclear submarines.
Well, this is Chikara's preference. Now let's go back to the room with the car.
Think we can get there from the passage we came from?
Yeah, that should lead you there directly.
Okay.
4 minutes now.
We can go through here. Let's go.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
try the card.
I'll avoid any traps with elegance and grace.
What?
Go, Tama, go! Also, the fact that they very clearly used this from Danganronpa 2.
Trap? I could have done this on my own.
Tama, behind you!
Huh?
It is Indiana Jones.
Wait, no! I can't do this!
Go, Tama, go!
Hey, Tama! The road! What about the road? There is no road!
Where we're going don't be roads.
Step on it! On what? The gas! The gas! The gas! Okay!
Oh, was it V3? I knew it was one of them. Oh. Oh, God.
Experiment
Oh.
worked. Happy Chikara.
Exactly. You have to run over brain prostitutes.
Chikara Horadori has done it again. Oh, the epigenetic ecstasy. The corpus callosum is here represented by a treacherous ancient rune. A theory that links this complex and bizarre passage is now complete. But this should be theoretically impossible. No, there is no impossible in this world. Oh, this is not good. Not good indeed.
Chikara! Ew!
Why don't you think of it as some kind of reward cutscene?
The fact that I have to force myself to think that already makes it not a reward.
Fair. All right.
Let's turn it on.
Do some little diddling over here. All right, activate their stone statue.
This statue is a gambler.
I guess that means they have guts.
So this gambler is known for winning bets when the chips are down.
That must mean they can win the big ones without flinching.
Now let's head back to the central room.
Don't look for it, blank. You can get a blank. Blank can be blank by any person. Yeah, and I don't see a
We
thing
can go through here.
we need to try to match. So, gotta be somewhere else.
No.
It's me, Chikara.
What the hell?
This is no good. No good. No good at all. Yes, yes, yes. Now, let's test this. Chikara's right brain, free selection.
Sir?
What's happening?
Okay, bye.
The room flew away.
The experiment worked. Oh, Chikara. Chikara Horatori has done it again. Genetic ecstasy. This right brain reselection is a function that blows away my past. The past I don't want anyone to see. My right brain can be shuffled back into the deck. Goodbye, forbidden memory.
What are we gonna do?
When we drew the passageway, Chikara said, theoretically impossible and not good. So maybe we did something he wasn't expecting. If we use the device to combine two different brain functions, we might be able to find a way.
If we can prevent Chikara from using his right brain reselection thing, we might be able to make it to the room.
He said something about a memory he doesn't want to be seen.
Let's look at the
Current
monitor.
ability is left, racer, right, archaeologist.
You have 3 minutes left,
Okay,
Ryuki.
well.
Focus.
I just wasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, but how will we stop Chikara?
There was something hidden in the room we were in earlier. If only we could pull it back somehow.
We need a big idea here.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
All right, Maasai warrior, fisherman, racer, or NA?
Fisherman.
Please select right brain function.
Astronaut, archaeologist, or gambler?
Gambler.
Left, fisherman. Right, gambler selected. Starting experiment.
You know, maybe we can use our fisherman skills to book the room back.
There we go.
Experiment
Maybe.
Combined, a tuna fisherman's pulling skill and a gambler's ability to make the right choice to obtain superhuman luck.
Luck. Is this gonna do anything?
Well, try it. Let's fish back the room that flew away.
Whee!
How's it going?
I think I got something!
That must be it. Reel it in.
The experiment worked. Happy Chikara.
It's worse that he's in front of us.
Horatori has done it again. The genetic ecstasy. Good. The memory I want to leave behind has already been shuffled. This memory's no good either. I thought I deleted it. No. If you succeed with the Eternal Youth experiment, my memory will be discovered. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Chikara's memory was replaced with something else.
But it got replaced with another memory he didn't want seen. It might be worth looking into.
Chikara said that if the Eternal Youth experiment is successful, his memory will be discovered.
So if we complete the research on that device...
We might be able to defeat Instant Death Power Stance Man over there and get into the room he's guarding.
Cute.
That stone statue is a little different.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go.
Just a little different. Just a touch.
That stone statue has...
I don't want to touch that one. Not with it staring at us like that.
Chikara's face hastily slapped on.
Chikara said that using Purge, he can create an ageless and undying body.
But if we use the stone statue...
Turn it on.
Oh no.
What's the problem?
Seeing this face... Are you sure about turning it on?
You've invested too much already. There's no other way.
Fine, okay.
Yay! Alright, let's uncover Chikara's secret.
Oh, you didn't want to touch the crotch because of Chikara's face, huh?
My theory is almost complete. The creator of A Man Who Blink is Blink. Alright, let's
It would be nice to create eternal youth and life.
And something that will let us get rid of instant death power stance man over there.
girl, you're an eyeball. What do you need with eternal life?
Beginning experiment.
Or youth?
Please select left brain function.
All right, Maasai warrior, fisherman, racer, or NA?
What are our goals?
We're trying to create eternal life.
I'm only kind of tempted to do the NA because we haven't selected it yet.
Yeah, I mean, seems to got anything else. I don't know that a warrior, a fisherman, or a racer have eternal life or youth, so let's go with it.
Please select right brain function.
A shaman, a debugger, or Chikara? Sorry, you broke up. What?
Oh, I'm thinking. That was a thinking
sorry.
sound. It's okay. You're good. Chikara.
Left. NA. Right. Chikara selected. Starting experiment.
I don't feel very confident.
See what we get.
Error.
It's an error.
I guess NA isn't a job.
I wonder what it's for.
The person who's most obsessed with eternal youth and life is...
Another function that'll allow us to deal with instant death power stance man.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
All right, Maasai warrior, fisherman, racer, or NA? And we have unlocked none of the keys because we haven't gotten anything wrong yet.
The Maasai warrior.
Please select right brain function.
Shaman, debugger, or Chikara?
Shaman.
Left. Maasai warrior. Right. Shaman selected. Starting experiment. Experiment successful. Combined, a Maasai warrior's battle skill and a shamanistic ritual to bring forth a mysterious vibe.
Vibe?
We're vibing.
That's not even a superpower.
All right, how do you like eating your jellyfish? Pickled, with peanuts, miso soup, or Chinese salad?
Pickled.
It's nice and bony.
Bony?
Yep.
You only have 2 minutes. Hurry, Ryuki.
All right, well, that didn't give us anything,
The person
so.
who's most obsessed with eternal youth and life is...
Another function that'll...
Beginning.
All right, what do you want to try next?
All youth and life. Let's go with the warrior again.
Please
Okay.
select right.
Shaman, debugger, or Chikara?
Chikara.
Left. Maasai warrior. Right. Chikara selected. Starting experiment. Experiment successful. Combined, a Maasai warrior's battle skill and Chikara's genetic engineering knowledge to create an undying and unaging warrior.
Hey, that sounds like eternal life and youth.
Funny that the machine is on a first-name basis with Chikara.
Now we can finally beat up instant death power stance man.
All right, let's go. Go, Tama.
Let's go!
Excuse me.
Now!
Damn.
We did it!
The experiment worked. Oh, happy, happy, happy. Why should humans die? What a waste it is to perish. The research results are splendid. But now is not the time. Not now. Not now.
If Chikara gets in our way again, no amount of time is enough time. Let's go.
The stone statue is Chikara's memory that he doesn't want to be seen.
Turn it on.
The 9 stone statue.
9. 9 in Roman numerals.
What is the significance of 9?
Maybe he has 9 mistresses.
Or maybe he's being sued by 9 people.
This stone statue. Maybe we use a brain function again.
Should we go back to the central device?
Let's do it.
We can go through here. Let's go.
See where this takes us. Or what 9 takes us to.
Did you decide what 2 brain functions you will combine?
Yeah. This should do it.
Beginning experiment. Please select left brain function.
Masai warrior, fisherman, racer, or NA.
And what was our... What are we trying to do in this one?
Uncover Chikara's secret.
Beginning experiment.
Combining with 9.
Racer?
Please select right brain function.
Shaman, debugger, Chikara, or 9.
9.
Left. Racer. Right. 9 selected. Starting experiment. Error.
An error.
What is 9?
Something has to pair up with this 9.
Beginning
the NA.
experiment.
Combining with...
Yeah, let's try it.
Please. Left. Right. Starting.
Oh. Sorry, Tama.
What? Why?
Date? I don't know why I think that's Date, other than he's wearing purple. But it's clearly Date. It's why he looks like that now.
Experiment successful.
Hey! Nice! Nice at Laws. It's back!
Nice.
You telling me that Iris wasn't just saying bullshit?
Ryuki, this is...
I know.
Ryuki, will you please look away? You had a very bad reaction to this last time. Alright, we found the link between Nyes and Bats 490. Chat called it immediately as we found it.
Good job.
All right, 211, Ought to Know, Ryuki Chapter 1. Nyes Japan Branch, February 11th, Monday, 2005, which is 8:05.
Welcome. I'm the president of the Japanese Nyes Laws branch, Tokiko Shigure.
I apologize for visiting so late at night. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department.
Mr. Ryuki, is it? Mamoru, my secretary, has already informed me.
Sir, did you used to work for a Mr. Sosujima? I'm just curious here.
I hear you've come to ask about Jin Furuwa's murder.
This is the president's office on the top floor of the building containing the Japanese branch of NISE laws, commonly known as NISE. When I synced with Chikara earlier, Tama and I saw something in his Somnium. Someone who looked like they were in NISE was making the Bats 490 video. And that's why we ended up here. We came to the president's office to talk to the top level of NISE. Alright, Mamoru or Tokiko?
Okiko. How did you end up here?
I had a very hard time finding the place. After all, NISE is a secret organization hidden from the public.
That's a good thing Boss just happened to know someone who knew this location. Otherwise, we would have been out of luck.
She just happened to know someone, huh?
Even after I got inside the building, it wasn't easy. The guards, the security gates. If I hadn't met Mamoru at the entrance, I probably wouldn't even have made it to this office.
I know about Abyss, and I know it's trustworthy. That's why I let you through to talk to the president.
She is pretty.
About Bats... Yeah, she's very pretty. About Bats 490.
Considering the fact that you are here, I assume it would be pointless to hide it. Indeed. I had my subordinates create that video. Bats 490 was an ARG, just a game. But there was a high-level encryption hiding a message within. We have been seeking high IQ individuals with the capability to decode it. The purpose was to recruit them into NISE.
Well, I know like a 6th grader who figured it out.
So this QR video was made for the same reason?
I am aware of that video. I saw it on the news. However, it's completely unrelated to NISE. I assume someone made it with the intent to imitate Bats 490.
What do you think, Tama?
Hard to say on that alone.
About Nas. They're nice.
Anyway, I was surprised. I had heard of NISE, a secret organization, but I thought it was just an urban legend. I can't believe it actually exists.
Yeah, and we have an office building.
Yes, there has been all sorts of gossip about us. Some claim we're a secret society of Satanists, or that we have something to do with a sequence of binary code that came from space. But that's all nonsense. Made-up stories that become more and more embellished as they were passed on. Rumors are quite a terrifying thing. NISE is a perfectly legitimate ideological society. Our headquarters are located in New York, with many branches in cities throughout the world. This is one such branch.
NISE is an ideological society?
This is a common misconception, but NISE is not a religious organization. We are a group of like-minded individuals who act together based on a certain understanding of the universe.
And that is?
The simulation theory. Have you heard of it?
That the world is an artificial simulation of reality created by someone or something.
We're all a brain in a jar. Actually, so I still have a personal Twitter account, and I keep getting all these things about manifestation and how the world is a, like simulation. So this is like weirdly relevant. I just thought Elon Musk was having like hot girl summer right now and, wanted to do some manifestation, but apparently not.
That's the theory.
You're saying everything in this world we're living in isn't real?
Yes. It's a false world constructed with specific rules by a program. And if it is made by a program, there must by necessity be imperfections, edges, or seams. To find these seams, or to create them, is our objective.
Why would you do that?
If you tear at the seams of a cloth, it will unravel, and the hole will be created. Thusly, we will tear at the seams of the program until it is unraveled, and its people are emancipated. That is our ultimate goal.
This old hag has completely lost it.
Tama. Don't call her a hag, she's pretty.
How will you tear the seams of the world?
The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
I don't understand.
You will someday. It is a prophecy. It will be fulfilled eventually.
What is that?
It's a hand sign we use. It's meant to resemble the sign behind me.
We do like the crazy ones. I don't.
Can you show me the hand sign again?
This hand sign is supposed to be that symbol behind Tokiko.
About Chikara.
Do you mean the man from Horodori Institute of Genetics?
So you do know him. I'm actually here because of a tip I got from him.
Chikara is under arrest?
No, he was just released earlier. We didn't have enough evidence to keep him detained.
I see.
About your relationship with Chikara.
Chikara is a former member of NICE, though this was over 20 years ago. When he left us, he became an avid believer in the Order of Percent.
Order of Percent?
It's an organization that split off from NICE. You could say they are a sect.
So the conspiracy theory has a conspiracy theory.
The Order of Percent is a religious sect, whereas we are an ideological society. Despite our common roots, we are heading in completely different directions.
Then how did Chikara know that NICE created Bats 490?
I wouldn't know about that. Perhaps he asked an acquaintance from NICE.
What were you doing around 6 a.m. on the night?
Judging by the way you asked that, I assume that's Jin's estimated time of death?
Well, yes.
I was in Okinawa from the night of the 8th. I had a seminar to attend on the 9th and 10th. I returned to Tokyo late last night.
I checked the logs for hotels and airports, for smartphone access points, and the security footage for each location. It's true that Tokiko was in Okinawa from the 8th to the 10th.
So she has an alibi.
As long as you presume Jin's body wasn't brought back with her from Okinawa.
Alright, let's wing sync with her.
What is going on here?
Fascinating.
Maybe she's not thinking about anything at all.
Her mind is completely blank?
Maybe she reached a state of selflessness.
Well, that was weird. Hey, Mamoru.
You're Tokiko's secretary?
Yeah, but I'm also her bodyguard. I used to be a bodyguard for a certain politician
Ah!
last year. He was a piece of human garbage.
He was.
Slugged him in the face and resigned. Then ended up here thanks to an acquaintance introducing me.
Without acquaintances. Say something funny.
Something funny. There, I said it.
Stupid. Oh, nice.
I was only hired recently. I don't know much about it, really.
Something funny.
Your badge.
That's something phony.
What is this? A vaudeville routine? That wasn't funny at all.
Let's take a look at
That's
the
the
symbol.
non-Yupple X, the symbol of NICE.
Non-Yupple X.
Non-Yupple means consisting of 9. You know how there's single, double, triple? Non-Yupple is the 9th.
So non-Yupple X means 9 X's?
Seems so.
Did you know that Nizadlaws is derived from 9-exed lozenge? Lozenge referring to a diamond shape. In other words, Nizadlaws means the 9 X's of the diamond. By the way, would you mind if I asked you a question?
What is it?
Are you perhaps a Freyer?
Freyer?
Frey. I thought I heard that somewhere before.
I am asking the person within you.
What?
I will ask you one more time. Are you a Freyer?
Are we a Freyr?
No.
I see. Then I must have been mistaken.
What is a Freyer? Frey. Right. I remember now.
It was written on that sign.
Frey to free. Frey can mean fight, but it can also mean to wear out or tear.
Remember what Tokiko said. The ultimate goal is to break down this world and emancipate its people.
Miss Shigure, are you sure NICE didn't make the QR video?
We did not.
but the word Frey was written on that sign in the QR code.
We of Nyes are only involved in Bats 490, which we created half a year ago. We are not the ones who created the QR video. The word Frey being displayed on that sign must be a coincidence.
That can't be just a coincidence.
Oh, but it can. After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation, a false world created by a program. And such programs always have some glitches lurking under the surface. We call such glitches seams. Coincidences like this are a manifestation of such glitches. Proof of imperfection. Proof of the seams. The appearance of Jin's corpse is also likely to be an example of such phenomenon.
What?
Are you familiar with the Philadelphia experiment?
It's a top-secret military experiment that's said to have taken place in the American city of Philadelphia on October 28, 1943. A powerful electromagnetic wave was fired towards the USS Eldridge, a destroyer-class warship. Supposedly, the reason for doing this was to conceal the ship from showing up on radar. But as soon as the experiment began, something strange happened. The Eldridge was enshrouded in a greenish mist, then vanished. Afterward, it appeared at a military port in Norfolk, nearly 200 miles away from the shipyard in Philadelphia. Sometime later, it reappeared in its original position again.
So you're saying it teleported?
Well, it's nothing but an urban legend. Just an occult story with low credibility.
I relayed Tama's story directly to Tokiko.
Yes, exactly. However, the story doesn't end there.
Exactly. How do we get to the Edoge part of the program? Are you telling me that we didn't touch enough crotches today for you?
When the USS Eldridge returned to Philadelphia, there were several sailors on board, but some of them had melted like a rotten banana, while others ended up with their bodies entirely burned and blackened. Others were said to have merged with the steel hull, their bodies having become a piece of the ship. Does that sound familiar?
You mean Jin? Are you saying his right half teleported here?
It isn't impossible. If a seam was torn, that is.
Impossible.
So his right half ended up there, and his left half ended up 6 years in the future. So, all right, Yoyagi Park, February 11th, Monday, 22:05. So 10:05. None of those crotches had junk.
You like this park, don't you, Ryuki?
I feel calm when I'm around nature. It's like I can feel the buzz inside me quieting down. Tama, what do you think about what Tokiko said earlier? Is something like teleportation really possible?
Hey, come on. I told you the Philadelphia experiment is just an urban legend.
How else can you explain what happened with Jin? We can't deny that his right half suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Jeez. Then why don't we find out for ourselves?
What do you mean? You want to go to the studio right now?
No need. Just close your eyes.
My eyes?
Just do it!
Okay.
Neat.
Very cool.
Is this
What
like
Did we teleport here?
that TikTok of that girl that can just close her eyes and watch Shrek?
Are you serious?
We're in Studio Devita, aren't we?
It just seems that way. We're not actually there.
Last night, I scanned every nook and cranny of the scene.
What you're looking at now is what I replicated using that data.
Wow. It's like I'm actually there. The corpse looks so real.
Want me to put a mosaic over it?
Uncensored is fine.
Now, less digressing and more investigating. Your objective is to solve the mystery behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
All right, let's start looking around.
All right, VR activation. The VR allows you to walk around the scene and gather information. Tama's special vision mode, such as X-ray mode, can be applied to everything. By changing the special mode, what you can inspect will change. Use this to find the hidden information. Oh, it's been 20 minutes. What ocean current do you like? Kuroshio current, South Indian current, Gulf Stream current, or equatorial current?
Equatorial.
It sounds like the title of an enka song. It's a song about a sailor and a harbor woman. All right, thinking of another one. Well, that's a good question. What if one or both of the halves is grown in a clone lab? Yeah, like the Horodori Institute of Genetics. All right.
Wow.
Whoa.
I can switch to X-ray mode.
Why are
too.
there so many people over there?
That's because I've gathered
I
all
like
data
that.
from the scene.
Oh, we can look at them too. I can see the back of the set. There are a bunch of mannequins here. Oh, well, I don't like that, thanks. All right. There's lots to look at. What do you want to look at? There's an electric kettle. Anyone want tea?
Maybe one of the cameras?
Sure. It's a camera. That body was shown to the entire world through this camera. Cameras look normal. Camera. Camera. Snare, is there a string?
Oh, I see. I think I see what you... Maybe it's just a seam?
I don't know, it's really hard to see all of a sudden. Okay, can I get it? Yeah, no, it's going down to the body.
Oh.
From the light switch. And remember the lights went out.
Uh-huh.
Alright,
Shit.
so let's take a look at the body and see if we see the...
Like I mentioned
there.
yesterday, Jin's estimated
Yeah, you
time
can
of
see it
death
way
is
better
6
right
o'clock
there.
On February 9th. Based on the time this corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already. It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at this point. It should take more time to get to this stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think this corpse was kept indoors. Someplace warm.
Alright, so rigor mortis was already fading and the body had somewhat softened by the time it was found.
What's this? Getting a better look at it. It looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No, even thinner.
My analysis concludes that this is a CNT, or carbon nanotube. Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
What? But I can see it.
That's because this thread is made by bundling multiple CNTs. I've also enhanced your vision so you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where is the other end of the CNT connected?
Da 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 da.
Hey, look at you, making connections.
I know.
Way.
Figuring shit out.
I made one whole
Over
connection.
by that red
Never
light.
ask me for anything else ever again.
What's this?
It's the light switch.
The CNT is tied to it.
The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. But it looks normal there. Can I hit that? Okay, no, I can't. Alright. Let's look at
I
the
wonder
signboard.
how deep this sign is embedded.
What do we do at times like these?
Right, the X-ray. The bottom part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
I love how it's an actual arrow. Oh, what else is in there? Man apparently ate a what looks like a soda can and was in the middle of digesting possibly that electric kettle.
There's a bit of a curve at the tip. Kind of like a man's, you know what?
Girl, that does not look like a penis.
Couldn't you have compared it to a fishhook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily. Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
The signboard was stuck in the corpse, so it's difficult to remove.
What's this? There's something inside the body.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus. This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily. The fuse is coiled up and extends from there. By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body. And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction.
So we found our bomb.
When ignited, it creates heat of over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
Inside the corpse is fuel that goes off with even the slightest impact, a fuse, and a substance that causes a thermite reaction. This is why we know Tama is Dante's daughter. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done investigating here. Using the clues we've gathered so far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
The truth reenactment allows you to find the truth with the information you've gathered. Answer Tama's questions with the best answer. Only by correctly answering her questions will the truth be revealed.
Let's get on that now. First thing, about that power outage when the body appeared. Was it really just a power outage?
I was wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly. Plus, if the power did go out, the stream should have cut out at the same time.
But the stream went on, no problem.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
Well, I think I know what did it.
The light switch?
That's the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped this switch.
But no one was near the switch when the lights went out. Let's try to think of something else.
Okay, maybe not. Well, the switch is tied to the body, so maybe the body dropped.
There were bundled EMTs tied to the body. They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
Yeah, exactly. We have to draw a comic book illustrating what happened. You can tell that this is after the Kodaka and Uchikoshi started working at the same company. So.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
No, but it can fall. From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CNT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
So on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right? Then how did it fall?
Alright, how did the corpse fall down? Were the ceiling beams damaged? Did the culprit drop it from above? Was the CNT attached to the switch pulled, or did the rigor mortis soften?
Well, the CNT attached to the switch. Maybe?
I don't think that's it, because, like, we're saying that the switch got pulled because the body fell.
Oh, okay.
I think the rigor mortis just softened.
Okay.
That would be my guess, at least.
The culprit used the mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis. The body must have been placed up in the ceiling like a bridge between two beams. It would stay up there while the body is still stiff. But as time passes and rigor mortis lessens, the corpse softens.
And that's what made it fall down. Now, for the final question. Why did the body explode and burn?
Well, that can be explained by using the X-ray mode.
There's a fucking bomb in there.
It's because of the contraption set up inside the body. The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground. The fire went up the coiled fuse and onto the substance that triggered a thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion.
So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse. I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method.
Alright, I think we're starting to figure things out here. So you can turn off this VR space now.
No, not yet. That was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show.
What do you mean?
We're recreating the culprit's actions.
Are you telling me to do that?
You're the only actor here, aren't you?
Actor?
So, I'm Tama, the director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shoddy acting. So keep that in mind.
Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about.
Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor! Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having to tell you everything?
Yes, ma'am.
But...
Just zip it and play the culprit. If we're doing this, we're going for the Macademy Award.
Macademy? Like, the nuts?
Enough! Let's get this started! Ready? Action!
Hi! I'm, the culprit who killed Jin.
I need to know, are we doing this in our mind's eye, or is our body actually doing this at 10 p.m. in a deserted park? Because I feel like those are two very different vibes.
Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring this corpse.
Not only is your acting amateurish, but I don't even understand what kind of character you're trying to play here.
I am an amateur.
Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body. Where and how was it placed?
Well... It was right here. The body was placed so it was hung like a bridge between two beams.
You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So that's how they did the light trick.
Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up the beams and extended downward onto the light switch.
CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it.
I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character?
Boy! I sure hope the corpse gets softer soon!
Nuke, what are you doing with your hips, man?
Getting into character, I don't know.
It needs to be soft and squishy! Like an octopus!
This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out.
You made me do it!
And after time passed, rigor mortis began to subside.
Whee!
The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside it. The fire travels up the fuse line.
Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights.
Bam! A body appears, as if it teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives. And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion!
Cut! Good work! I got some nice footage of the reenactment.
I still don't understand why the acting was necessary.
Especially knowing this entire scene got lost when she lost all her memory.
Yeah.
Poor Yuki did all that work.
It all makes sense now. That corpse didn't teleport here after all.
Of course it didn't, though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way.
Half of a body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Just like the Philadelphia experiment. Someone went through all that trouble to make it look like something strange occurred.
I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign, all so they could spread that QR video.
About the time rigor mortis would subside.
The culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have Pointless otherwise. But could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately?
The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It had to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so. The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours. Culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
Why did the culprit blow up the corpse?
Their goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon. That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Because it would give away the trick?
Right.
So that's why they caused a thermite reaction and destroyed the CNT.
Alright, Tama trivia. CNT is highly flammable carbon material. It doesn't stand a chance against 3,000 degree temperature, but it bonds with oxygen to create carbon dioxide, which helps extinguish the flame. Alright, about the reason the corpse's cross-section was facing downward.
That body fell from the studio ceiling. If it fell sideways when it landed, the culprit's plans would have been ruined.
Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect. Just like a man's you-know-what.
Again with that joke? Besides, it is not useless when it's not erect.
Exactly.
What?
There's another purpose to the sign. It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails.
I get it. The cut surface would naturally face the ground because of that sign. It was meant to control the body's posture as it fell. So, to wrap it all up, the culprit's motive was to make this seem like a supernatural phenomenon and to spread the QR video, right?
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Who knows?
Where could his left side be?
It hasn't been found yet.
6 years in the future.
Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is the #1 rule of investigation, right?
Like who?
Jin's right half was up in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean... the director? Shinpei Wagai?
Right.
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS. He's in Akihabara right now.
Yeah, weird, because it's 10
At
p.m.
the Maid Cafe Sunfish Pocket.
Alright, I think we're going to end here for tonight. I think this is a good place to end. And yeah, you can definitely tell it is the kind of shenanigans that a Danganronpa killer would have come up with. So, excellent. So next stream is Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. You got any announcements?
No.
I don't either. Thanks for hanging out, all. If you are watching this on Twitch, below is a link to our YouTube channel. Feel free to go check out our other stuff, including the first game if you missed it, or anything else that you might be interested in. If you are watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, and, hit that bell if you want to see when we post new stuff. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Have a good night.